Hello. Ah. We are playing another goat today. Look at this art, it's incredible. So, here's something a little new. I love this series. It's my favorite video game series of all time. It's not even a competition. And, I've been playing it a little bit instead of streaming, like my normal schedule. So, I've played through the prologue, and what I'm going to do is, because I want to 100% the game, do everything in it, do my normal playthrough, but because the game just came out, there do not exist any guides that will help me to do that, so I need to just play it on my own, do my best, make use of liberal saving, and get everything done that way. And I don't have a problem with it, because it has been a joy so far. To play, to watch, to listen to. Everything about the game has been living up to my expectations. And the expectations are, be the best game ever made. So it's going pretty good so far. So I'm going to be beating each of the chapters 100%, getting an S rank, all the chests, doing everything in it. I, yesterday, was going to do this, but it was too late in the day, so instead I made a guide that was edited down that was just cutting the important parts, like the things that would make you miss SP and everything. And that was like 40 minutes long. So I was like, I might as well just stream the entire thing, put all the text on auto so that people can capture it, do whatever they want for the cutscenes. Yeah. So, I'm gonna play through the prologue quick, up to where I played. We're gonna play it the way I played it. I'm gonna talk you through the things you should look out for. During the cutscenes, I'm just gonna disappear, have it go on auto, so anyone that wants to translate them. I've already read them. The story's great so far. So, my Japanese isn't that great, but it's good enough. So I'm not gonna, like, really be talking through the story, telling you what's going on, but I'm gonna turn invisible so that you can at least pause it, get a screen capture, and run it through a translation program. And if you know a little bit of Japanese, it will definitely help you. But the game's super fun, I love it so far. Let's get started! This is also going to be on Nightmare. I should probably put that in the title. So it is a Nightmare, 100% SP run, all chests, pretty much everything I'm going to try and do. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, let's get started. Get my clear save. That's what we're going for, that second one, that AAA. That's a story recap. Here's the first cutscene.
Target 確認。これより制圧する。
さあ、食らい尽くしちゃいなさい。チャージ新速、ブート・ザ・クレンデル。
なんだこれは。
いつは。気になる気配をたどってみればとんだ場面に出くわしちまったな。
わずかにあるみたい。今度こそと思ったんだけどな。裏の監視もますます厳しくなるかな。めんどくさい。
やっぱり近いうちに彼を訪ねてみるか。いろいろとつてが使えそうだし、以前の礼もしたかったところだ。
4SPG、 確かに条件は合うかな。今のうちにとっておきのスイーツも見繕っておかないとね。
お前絶対自分が食いたいだけだろ。とっとと退散した方が良さそうだな。
行こう、スーちゃん。楽しみだね。バンの車とどっちが速いかな。どうかしらね。じゃあ夕方までには帰るから。
当たり前だ。最近どうにも物騒だからな。せっかくだから楽しんでな、夢。
おじいちゃん、行ってきます。
先日未明、首都省庁エリアの一角で小規模な爆発事故が発生しました。当局の発表では動力設備の事故とみられており、事件性は認められないとのことです。続いてのニュースです。本日グランサーキットで行われる
なんだこんな朝っぱらから。アニエスか。今日はバイト日じゃ。
そろそろ10時を回るのにいつまで寝ぼけているつもりかしら。依頼よ、スプリガン。さっさと目を覚ましなさい。バン。
なんだ。お前が私服でうちに来るとは珍しいな。有名人なんだからもう少し気を使えと言いたいところだが。
気負わず自然体でいれば意外と気づかれないものよ。どうかしら。この間新調したばかりなのだけど。
どうって。まあ悪くないんじゃねえか。いざって時も動きやすそうだしな。ってなんだよ。
別に。それにしてもこんな時間まで寝てるなんてさすがにだらしなさすぎるわね。お目付け役がいないからってふぬけすぎなんじゃないかしら。
別にふぬけてるつもりはねえよ。ぼちぼち依頼もこなしてたしな。他のバイトどももまだ戻らなくてな。ちょいと仕事のペースを落としてるだけだ。
フェリちゃんたち年末からそろそろ2月経つけれど、ずいぶん戻るのが遅れてるみたいね。
それぞれ野暮用ができちまったようだな。おかげでもうしばらくは昔みたいな気楽な日々を過ごせるってもんだ。
何を言っているんだか。そもそもアニエスさんは毎週バイトに来てるそうじゃない。
隔週だ隔週。ま、あいつもこれから学芸祭の準備で忙しくなってきそうだが。
ああ、もうそんな時期か。 ますます寂しくなりそうね。
だからねえっつーの。まあそれはともかく、そろそろ本題に入るとしようぜ。永久遊撃士ソードメイデンが直々に持ち込んでくるような依頼、しかも非番を取って非公式にだ。正直いい予感は全くしねえが。
ええ、残念ながら当たりよ。
こいつは
年明けから首都の裏で起き始めている不可解な事件、当然あなたもマークしているわね。
まさかマジだったとはな。最近立て続けに起きている不可解な事故や事件、その裏で少なくねえ殺しが行われてるってのは。
被害者は軍や政府関係者およびマフィアや半グレといったアウトロー、いずれもあらゆる意味で人間とは思えない徹底的な殺害方法で殺されているわ。事件の性質上、表向きはぼや騒ぎや事故という形で処理されているけれど、
体制側の人間まで被害に遭ってるとなりゃな。だが噂は流れ始めている。今は憶測の域を出ないものがほとんどだが、ブレイサーギルドと CID にしてみりゃ一刻も早く片付けたいってところか。
ええ、すでに連続猟奇殺人事件として合同調査も始まっているわ。未だに尻尾をつかめていない状況だけど。
一応こちらでも気にはしていた。だが今のところそこまでの匂いは感じねえし、直接依頼の相談が来ているわけでもねえ。正直一個人事務所には手に余る案件だ。お前も当然分かってんだろ。
ええ、昨日までならそれでよかった。だけど事情が変わったの。
ターゲット確認。これを制圧。なんだこれは。うわ
CID 特務部隊ハーキュリーズ、そのガンマ中隊が昨夜壊滅させられた。独自の情報網で連続殺人の容疑者を捕捉、制圧に向かった先で完膚なきまでに赤い妖精と異形の怪物に姿を変えたコートの男によってね。
最新の特撮技術か何かかと言いたいところだが、この映像ルネのつてか。
ええ、彼から極秘裏に回されてきた。ギルドではなく私個人に。昨年マフィア・アルマータが起こした人知を超える数々の事件、その顛末にはいつも裏解決屋の存在と謎の青黒い怪物の断片情報があった。その意味で完全ではないまでも各勢力が意識しつつあるあなたとの関係を。それがどういう意味かわからないあなたじゃないでしょ。
正直あれについては俺も完全には分かっちゃいないがな。要するに俺は最重要参考人として挙げられつつあるわけだ。 CID そして遊撃士協会に。
否定はしないわ。ハーキュリーズの部隊が壊滅させられた以上、 CID が本格的に動き出すのも時間の問題。警察はもちろんギルドもね。
たく面倒なことになっちまったもんだ。だが伝えてくれて助かったぜ。
どうするつもり？
とにかく動くしかねえだろ。嗅ぎ取れなかったことも含めて個人的に放っておけねえのは確かだが、それ以前にこのままわけのわからん冤罪で捕まってやる義理はねえからな。 みっともなく裏解決屋としてあがいてやるさ。一人でも全てのつてを使ってでもあいつらのおかげで繋いだ今、その借りもまだ返せてねえからな。ま、差し詰め自分自身からの 4SPG ってところか。報酬が1ミラも出ねえのが難点だが、せめてご褒美スイーツくらいは用意するかね。
不器用ね、相変わらず。それに私の話はまだ終わっていない。依頼だと言ったはずだけれど。
何？
遊撃士として民間人を脅かす新たな恐怖の種を放置はできない。同時に私個人としても動かずにはいられないわ。昔なじみが不当な容疑で抑えられかねない。そんな状況を回避するためにもあなたの裏の事情が絡んでいるかもしれない。監視の意味でも共同戦線が最も合理的でしょ。だけど遊撃士としての立場上、表立って協力を要請するわけにもいかないわ。あくまで 4SPG という形での協力依頼受けてもらえるかしら。ちょっとどうしてそこで笑うのよ。
いや、不器用なのはどっちだって思ってな。本当に変わらねえ。いや、むしろ変わったからこそか。
そうね、去年いろいろあったから。それはあなたも同じでしょ。
だな。いいだろう。裏解決業務としての筋は十分だ。短い間の協力関係よろしく頼むぜ。剣の乙女エレイン・オークレール殿。
こちらこそバン・アークライド所長。
このカラメリゼされたリンゴのほろ苦くもジューシーな甘さと食感、サクサクのタルト生地にシナモンの風味が加わって素朴でありながらもエレガントな味わい。これぞモンマルトの季節限定スイーツ、タルトタタン。何度食ってもうならせてくれやがるさ。
それでいてどこか懐かしくて優しくて、まさにこのお店を体現したかのような味。さすがビクトルさんですね。
そりゃどうもだ。この不良タナコとどんな事情で動くのか知らんが、しっかり英気を養えていくといい。いいかバン、エレインさんにくれぐれも迷惑かけるんじゃねえぞ。
へいへい、分かってるっつの。
We're finally out of the first cutscene, first story sequence. There's gonna be active voice here, some tutorials.
必要なものは雑貨屋あたりで揃えて。おっと、タバコ屋でキャンディーの新味チェックも忘れずにしねえとな。
相変わらずみたいね。
So I'm gonna be trying to stay quiet and out of sight so that you can get all the cutscenes and normal experience. And then during gameplay stuff, I'm going to be kind of walking you through what you should be doing, where you need to go, the things I noticed, and the things that are important. The first thing that's an awesome change in this game. One, it's neat. You have a little line that shows you where you've been. It's cool. I think it's the first time they've had that. Neat. It's weird how each of these games gets better and better in like every way. So, one of the best quality of life features they've added in this game is you see the shop icon on the menu is now orange. That is to show you that they have new items. You walk up and it still says new as well. That'll stay there even if you open their shop. As long as you don't actually go over all of the items, the shop will stay orange. So that's really good for people that want to truly 100% the game, like me, who's crazy. And every JRPG I play, I buy one of every item at least, even if it's items I'll never use, or weapons that are garbage, just because I need to have everything. So I won't be talking to all the people, because if you care about that, you should just buy the game yourself. That would just take infinite time. I know, because that's what I do in all these games. I talk to literally every person, and it's totally worth it. It fleshes out the world really well, and it's one of the things that makes these games special. So, first thing. That's just telling you what I told you, just the new stuff. So if you open the shop, go up, press triangle, you can still look at everything they've got, and what you want to be looking for is at the very top or the very bottom. Very bottom is usually where books are sorted, like news and everything. Very top is where gifts and other specific stuff are sorted. Those are the two main things that could be potentially missable. I think gifts, if it's like Kuro 1, carry over to the next chapter, or go to the miscellaneous, like a pawn shop, like missable item stuff. But save time and do it properly. You want to get them in the appropriate chapter as soon as possible. So you can open the shop menu for every place that's new. If you don't have the money, which you won't, especially in this chapter, because you can't get more money for a long time. But all this stuff will carry over to Chapter 1, probably. And then you'll be able to grind forever and make infinite money. Like I do, because these games are super fun, and I love just grinding and spending time in the world. So the important thing is, if you want to be crazy like me, there's a thing in Kuro and Kuro 2 called Gourmet Rank. And that you can see above, or to the right of that information at the bottom of the screen, there's a blue thing that says Gourmet Points. And there's a little empty box. When you eat the item, it'll check that box, give you points towards your gourmet rank, which give everyone in your party stat buffs. It's another thing for completion. What I do, all you need to do is buy one of every item and eat it, if you want the gourmet points and the gourmet rank. What I do is I buy 2 of every item, one so that I can eat it, the other so it'll stay in my inventory so I have 1 of every item. That's how stupid I am. So, it's up to you. If you don't care, if you just want completion, you just have to buy 1 of every food item and eat it. You can even just eat them all, like, whenever you want. I don't think you need to wait till you are in danger. You don't need to strategically use them. You can just use them to get the gourmet rank. But I like to collect everything. And then here is the first newspaper, the Tyrell Times. You can check those in this place. It's about Sharid and his sister showing up. It's cool. She's a new character. One of the new models. So, yeah. There's apart from the sauna, which I think if it's like Kuro 1, I'm basing a lot of this information on Kuro 1.
朝からサウナってのも悪くはねえな。
はいはい、付き合ってあげるわ。寝ぼけられたままじゃ困るし。
ともかく入るならとっとと入っちまうぞ。
I'm basing a lot of what I'm going off of on my experience with Kuro 1, since that was the last one I played, and it's the prequel to this one. It's the one before this one. So, I haven't looked at the trophies because I will do anything to not be spoiled by this game, but there's going to be a thing for using the sauna in every chapter. And I'm assuming that's still in there, because once you do this, you get an achievement for it. Not a trophy, an in-game achievement. So you want to use the sauna. You can watch the scene or skip it. Doesn't really matter.
いい感じだ。
And it is the best restoration thing in the game.
たまにはいいわね。
Fills all your CP, HP, EP, and boost level. And you get to see everybody go to the sauna.
しみるわね。またいつでも
It's my wife, Chiwa Saito.
硬いこと言うなよ。
Hogger's Tamamo life. Okay, so that should be everything. I haven't talked to every single character in the game, so I don't know if there's other stuff I'm missing, if there's NPCs that'll give you an item, like baked goods or something. Sometimes they have that. You can explore, do whatever you want. Here's the achievements. They added what I really wanted in the first game, which is shortcuts to everything. You go there, you accept it, you get your little rewards. It's basically how we're going to track 100% more than the trophies, because these are a lot more in-depth, and they have a lot more specific stuff, and they give you actual rewards that are useful. So now we're going to progress the story a little bit.
さあ、出発すんぞ。
Going to Riverside. So, echoing the beginning of Kuro 1, we're in Riverside, and we're going to old Giacomo's hideout. Little fucking subway line. But, we're gonna, for my sanity, we are going to get the gameplay stuff out of the way first, the fishing tutorial. And this could be a major pain on the journey to 100% in this game, because they have done a lot of work to the fishing since it wasn't in Kuro 1. This is the most complex fishing in terms of the minigame itself, and in terms of finding the fish. So you get the rod, and you get 5 bait. So you should be saving basically any time you can. Just to hasten getting back if you make a mistake. But it's not that big of a deal. You will probably have to do New Game Plus and play this game a few times if you want to get everything. So you open the shortcuts with L2, you press X, you pull out the rod, and now we have the problem. It's any body of water in the game, you can... Like, there's no fishing icons on the map anymore. There's nothing. You just have to remember, if you see water, pull out your rod. And as far as I know, I might be missing some nuances in the Japanese, but the chevrons, the little arrows on the top right, are indicating the likelihood of catching the fish there. I don't think they're related to quality at all, because I've caught tons of C ranks and B ranks. I have not caught an A rank fish yet, which I think you might need for 100%. But whatever, the fishing's pretty fun, and later in this chapter you can already buy as much fishing bait as you want. But the main goal is going to be actually finding all the fish first. So the minigame's pretty simple. It's the most engaging one they've had so far, and I really like it. You are moving the left stick to match with the little spinner. That's just asking if you want to fish again, and it puts your icon or your circle in the same spot, so that's useful, especially since if you boot back out of it, it's not guaranteed it'll be in the same spot. So yeah, the in that spot, the carp is the top fish, so that's the most likely fish to catch, I'm assuming. I've had it before where I've had a 3 chevron that's at the bottom, so I don't know why they switch order sometimes. I don't know. But in general, it's not that different in terms of other fishing stuff. It's just a little more complex. It's pretty fun, though. I'm glad fishing came back. I can't wait to see what Van's title is. I got another carp? Really? Now I need to save because I only have 2 more bait. Let's go try and get the other fish. So there's one, secret fish here, and it's around the area where these girls are fishing. Also, every time I've played through the prologue 3 or 4 times at this point, every time the fishing spots are slightly different, which is another thing that is going to make this really awesome. It's just not going to be here, is it? Ugh. Now we are just going to need to search around for the goldfish. Yeah, so any body of water. It could be anywhere in this entire thing, and it's a pretty small window. The last 3 or 4 times I've done this, it's always been where those girls are fishing. So I thought that was intentional. And I don't think it's a thing of, catch all the fish in this area, and then you can get the final fish. But we can see. I'll try. Because I'm pretty sure I've gotten the golden fish first. By golden fish, I just mean it's got the 3 chevrons, it's got the 3 arrows. I don't think the excellence have anything to do with the quality either. As you can see, I've done perfect twice now, and they've both been C rank. I'm assuming you're just going to get better at fishing through the upgrades and more fish you catch, and that will allow you to catch the larger fish easier and kind of show you the fishing menu. So that's why I think you're going to need A ranks, is because it has a little check, like the gourmet rank check, and it locks out the reward and description. So you can see all A rank is just over 12 ridge. That's the only thing that matters. It just needs to be over a certain size. So I'm assuming it's possible. It's just going to be save, fish for a while. It's going to be kind of a hassle. I might not be able to find this fish in the save file. That's going to suck. Let me test something. So we just saved. I'm going to reload and see if that changes where the fish are. Oh, it did. Maybe I didn't go... Because you can see it's a very small window. Maybe it was there and I just didn't notice. So that's what we're looking for. And that's how finicky this is. This is why I'm afraid that this is going to be the biggest pain for 100%. But since I'm gonna play this game so many times anyway, I'm not that bothered.
よしゲットだ
Nice. Rainbow trout, maybe? Yeah, so that's the end of our bait. So, that's it for this area. All the other shop items, I mean, one of the shops you can't even go to because the door is closed. It's only open at night, like in Kuro 1. And the other stuff is food, so we're just gonna go to the red exclamation points, continue the story, and, yeah, then we will, keep progressing.
あらあら、バンちゃんにエレインちゃんじゃない。
よ邪魔するぜ
こんにちは、ベルモッティさん。
いらっしゃい。二人とも時々飲みに来てくれてるけど、一緒にっていうのは久しぶりね。やだ、まさかデートかしら。もうなんで私に黙ってたのよ、いけず。
違いますから。
勝手に色めき立ってんじゃねえよ店を開けたところみたいだなちょうどいい話を聞かせてもらえねえか
例の事件についてね。いいわ、座ってちょうだい。私もちょっと気になることがあってね。例の映像ならキンケイド君づてで私のところにも回ってきたわ。とんでもないことになってきたわね。噂になってた猟奇殺人鬼がまさかあんな。
助かるぜベルモッティこの借りはまたいずれな
もう水臭いこと言わないで。私たちの仲じゃない。エレインちゃんにも世話になってるし、最大限サポートさせてもらうから。
頼もしいです。
On to the next story moment. That wasn't as long as I remembered it being. So that's a pretty cool conversation. This whole prologue it's probably my favorite prologue, kind of recency bias, but it's a very good introduction prologue. It really gets you into the mystery and what's going on.
現場はあそこね。
ちょうど警部たちがいるな話を聞いてみるか
I'm gonna be trying to, I already missed an active voice in the first area I forgot about by going near Van's car garage. We might be able to get that now still,
向か
actually.
うとすっか
Because until we progress further in the chapter, we're not locked out of the other areas. Of course, we're locked out of the other areas as soon as we can earn money. Yeah, it's gone. But whatever, you just walk over here, and it's Van and Elaine. They're talking about his car. That she's talking about how he's a weirdo. He's a car freak. Everyone knows it. So yeah, still no point in really buying stuff here.
お疲れ様、アルビス君。
警部殿もご苦労さんだ。
エレインさん、今日は非番じゃ。ってお前は。
裏解決や。何の用だ。
釣れないね。ただの野獣馬さ。永久遊撃士の仕事ぶりの見学ついでにね。
エレインさん、どうしてオフにこんなやつと二人で？
オフだけど少し調べたいことができてね。ちょっと事情があって同行してもらってるの。大丈夫よ。私が一緒にいる以上遊撃士規約に反する行為はさせないから。
いえ、そういうことじゃなくて。
ま、心中察するぜ。
察するな。
Now we can go to another area. I can't break these boxes, and it hurts. So as you can tell already, this is very Kiseki sequel game Prologue. It's going to bring us to new areas. We're going to get right into the action of what's going on. It's great. These new areas are really nice. So, I'm gonna go right to the important part. I think there's only one active voice here.
クライミングウォールか。楽しそうね。もう少し高さがあればいいのだけど。
いやいや、十分高いだろ。お前の運動能力を基準にしてもな。
I believe she's asking, or she's talking about how it could stand to be a little taller, and that's pretty fun. So this is one of the new mechanics and minigames in the game. It's a new kind of chest with hacking. I don't know if these chests are going to be the only time we hack. I'm sure there are going to be story points. So it's mandatory to come here, but you can... this is going to be our first SP thing, is doing this now. The yellow text just says the security level, implying how difficult it's going to be. And this is a pretty fun minigame. All the stuff in this game has been fantastic so far. So yeah, you've just got to explore around, get to the goal within the time limit, and complete the little QTE. I wish this was had a little more time, so you can only move cardinal directions. So it's not that difficult, because this song bangs, and I wish I was in it a little longer. So yeah, you get another arts driver, I think, the full ones, and you get SP. So that is the first important, like, missable SP thing, is just completing that quest, or completing that chest. It's pretty obvious, but technically missable.
I エキシビションレースは確か無料開放されていたわね。
ああ、そろそろ大詰めのはずだが。
I think there might be one more active voice.
観覧車。定番の人気スポットだな。レース場が一望できるってのも好評らしいぜ。
そうらしいわね。今回の調査からはちょっと外れそうだけど。
And there's nothing to buy here either. Just more food and accessories and stuff. Nothing missable. That's our boy Maxim. We've got race queens in this game now. Goated. Now we got Yume and Paulette. Goated.
何？今まで積み重ねてきたものとファンの皆さんの応援のおかげさ。この勝利を捧げるよ。観客席の天使たちにね。
やれやれ、マシンに乗ってる間はチャンピオンなんだが
マリエルさんも頑張っているわね。
ファンも来てたの？で、あれエレインちゃんだ。
こんにちは、ゆめちゃん。ポーレットさんも。
こんにちは。珍しい組み合わせでもないのかしら。
ああ、ちょっとした仕事でな。
最後の方しか見られませんでしたが、すごいレースでしたね。
マクシムのおじさんすごかったね。ビューンって超速かった。
ま、レース場じゃ右に出る者はいねえな。今年は手強いライバル候補もいるし、本戦はまだわからねえだろうが。
そうね。あとは頑張りと集中力次第でしょ。今日みたいに妙に観客席を意識しすぎていると難しいかしら。
手厳しいね。
ユメ、本戦も見る。おじさんを応援してあげないと。
マクシムさんも100人力でしょうね。
ここでスポンサーを代表してこの方から記念カップが授与されます。エルザイム広告ジータースバール工場殿下。
おめでとうございます、ルーガン選手。実に見事なレースでしたね。決勝でのご活躍も楽しみにしています。
光栄です、麗しのプリンセス。
あのお姉ちゃん、お姫様なんだ。
エルザイム皇太子、シェリド殿下の妹君か。
へえ、今回のレースに広告が出資してるのは聞いてたが。ああ、妹君がいらっしゃるんでしたね。だいぶ年が離れた。
これがまた私の立つ背がなくなるくらい頭の切れる娘でね。王位継承予定ながら不甲斐ない兄を支えようと何かと口を出してくる始末さ。
確かまだ17、8歳だったか。聞いてた通り兄貴よりしっかりしてそうだな。
チャンピオンのレースを間近に見られたのはまさしく強行でした。特に最後のデッドヒートは胸躍るようで、あのパーフェクトドライバー2の名シーンが蘇るようでしたね。
あの映画も見ていただけましたか。重ねて光栄の至りです。ポーレットたちへの絶好のアピールチャンス。いやー、当時のオファーはまさしく運命的でした。演じたマックス選手も僕に通じるところがありまして。
それは興味深いお話ですね。何でも全てのレースシーンがノンスタントで撮影されたとか。映画産業と Z1 レースを進行する我が国としてはぜひ3のロケ地としての名乗りを。
はあ、なんだこの熱量とオーラは。
工場殿下も含めて改めてインタビューさせていただければ。長くなりそうだし、私たちはこの辺で失礼するわね。
おう、夕方の仕込みもあんだろうしな。
ねえママ、夢観覧車になりたいな。
ちょっとだけよ。それじゃあね、バンさんたち。
はい、お気をつけて。
さてと、面倒だが俺たちはもう少し付き合っていくか。
ええ、せっかくだしマリエルさんにも話を聞いておきたいところね。
で、ポーレットたちは。
あそこにいるのは兄様から聞いていた。
いやー、奇遇ですね。バンさんにエレインさん。まさかお二人で観戦に来てたなんて思いませんでしたけど。
いろいろと事情があってね。それについての話をしたくて。でもその前に、最近頑張ってるみたいね。
お前さんが俗っぽいレースの取材を精力的にやってるなんてな。政治記者志望とか言ってなかったか？
今年からどんどん仕事の幅を広げていきたいなと思ってまして、あの人の背中に追いつくためにも、いつか乗り越えていくためにも、今はとにかく精進あるのみですから。
そうかい。ま、やりたいことが見えてんなら俺から言うことは何もねえ。せいぜいやるだけやってみるといい。あいつの背中に恥じねえようにな。
私も応援しているわ、マリエルさん。同じく道半ばの身としてもね。
はい、ありがとうございます。ところで、お二人が動いている事情っていうのは？そっちもスクープの匂いがプンプンしますけど。
ああ、改めてお前さんにも話を聞かせてもらうか。
もしかするとなんですけど、私犯人に遭遇したことあるかもしれません。
Third area, which I believe is the final new area they added in this game for Edith. Center Marsh.
よし、行くか。
Bless. That's bless shit. That's amazing. So we've got our first side quest and the only side quest in this chapter.
どうしようかしら。
As far as I know, and I just say that to cover my
さ
ass.
すがの品揃えっつうか、あの頃より数段豊富になったな。
そうね。貿易も年々盛んになっているし、仕事とはいえまたこうして回るのも悪くないわね。
As far as I know, there are only two important things in this area. One, this lady has a gift for Elaine. That previous tutorial was just saying that you can set a side quest or 4SPG as your objective on the map, and then you just go over to the Connect event menu, which there are none in the prologue, to give this gift. And that is connected to the fast travel menu. And in this game, you can see the full map of Calvert, which is pretty good. Tells me a lot about the possibility of there being a Kuro 3. So you just follow the green exclamation points, and you will complete the quest. This quest has a funny little bug where if you... I'll tell you a little secret that's useful for skipping through. You pause the game during any cutscene that allows you to pause, and you press triangle to skip the current scene, and square skips the entire sequence until the next point that is playable, or you have to make a choice or whatever. You can also press the left side of the touchpad to go in high speed mode, and in the settings you can make high speed mode even quicker. You can do that during combat or during just walking around. And then hold circle to skip through, to fast forward through any scene that can't be skipped by pausing. And there's a fun little bug if you skip this scene. I'm assuming any of the quest acceptance conversations, if you skip it, the bug like despawns the guy you're talking to because the camera angle is supposed to be on you and Elaine, and he's not supposed to be loaded in, and then the screen flickers and freaks out. It's pretty funny. That's just the LGC stuff. So, this is what I'm talking about. If you skip when you go talk to him, the camera angle stays looking at him. But when this comes up, it's only supposed to be you and Elaine. So he's not loaded in. So you're just looking at nobody. And then you accept, and then it spawns you where you were standing. And the screen freaks out, doesn't know what to do. Fun little harmless bug. But it tells you what is going to go up in your LGC for accepting this quest. We're going to be doing all the quests, so it doesn't really matter.
SPG 始めるとしましょう。
悪くないかも。
I'm not sure if there is a moment like in Kuro 1 where it will check your LGC and there will be a chapter that is different depending on what choices you make. But hopefully if there is, like Kuro 1, you'll be able to, as long as you're playing the game correctly, doing everything, you should be able to choose from all three of them and just make a save, do whatever you want. So for quests like this, you've got a topic, so you just go up to the NPC, press square, and then press X, and that initiates the side quest conversation for them. So you just go between these guys, keep talking to people with the green exclamation points. There are only two things to make sure of in this quest, two SP things. There is a question they ask you need to get right, and there is a minigame you need to do correctly. Also, this man's name is Romain, and he is the head of the shopping district. He is a head of Romain. Very good, Japan. When I first saw his name was Romain, I thought I was playing a Dragon Ball game. Ooh, let me get the other thing. So there was the gift for Elaine up towards the top of the shopping center. And here is Cancer, the fishing goods store, where you will be getting bait and upgrades for your fishing rod. So I like to just get a good amount of bait. There is a bundle of better bait, I'm assuming, you can get. And there is the first upgrade for the fishing rod. I keep getting sucked towards the main story exclamation point. Keep talking, use the topic. Go to the final guy. And because you can grind money, because this is where the dungeon is located, I cleared out this entire area. I bought everything here. So you can do that if you want. I'm sure it's all gonna stay. Even that gift is probably going to stay in the fishing gear, but might as well get it your first chance. You can also buy some weapons and better clothes and armor stuff towards the bottom. So now is where I would save, because there's a choice and a minigame. So, I mean, I already know what to do, but just in case, you should be saving pretty much any time you're approaching something. That's what I do. Just in case you could mess something up. If you're following this guide, shouldn't be an issue, but just letting you know. Got our cool guy Dan. I was expecting him to be a crossbell NPC, but I don't think he is. So here's your choice. It's third one, a client, Kenny, who hired you. Pretty simple. You get your SP. And just, I did my due diligence, I checked the other answers. Obviously they're wrong, but yeah, nothing comes up. There's not a better answer somehow that gives you 2 SP like I was paranoid about. So now we've got our next minigame. And you might be groaning when you notice what it is, but this is a really good tailing minigame. It's nice, it's simple, it's not annoying. So you can see at the top right, there are 3 circles around the guy we're tailing, Kenny. If you move within any of them, your gauge at the bottom left, the found gauge goes up. If you lose sight of him, let me see. This is not going to work. Okay. If you lose sight of him, the found gauge goes down, but if he loses sight of you, like if you hide behind something, the found gauge stops going up. It's pretty simple. So you can either peek around corners to stop the found gauge from going up and to make the found gauge go down and the lost gauge fill back up, or the easier way is if you just hide behind something using the X button. If you take cover, you can't be seeing all the gauges go down. But it's really not difficult. Unlike, I've only done this one, there aren't any more in the prologue. Unlike most tailing minigames like this, he doesn't randomly turn around and stop moving and spots you. It's really forgiving and easy. And by doing this successfully, you will get 1 SP. If it really bothers you that much, if you find it impossible, or if there's one that really sucks later on, you can fail intentionally and choose to skip it. By when you fail, you pick the second of the 2 options. If you pick the first, you will get another chance, and you'll still be able to get the SP by just completing it appropriately. Yeah. As long as you're not moving, it doesn't go up, so you could just take your time. Chill with this amazing music. But yeah. It's simple, fun, and most importantly, not annoying and punishing, like some of Judgment's. Also, just like Judgment, it really adds to the feeling of being like a little freelance detective guy. Being a little Spriggan. So this one's a little weird. If you hide at that corner, it doesn't finish. You actually have to move forward a little bit into the alley. But there's our SP. And I believe there is just one more monster extermination quest, and then that is it for all the missable stuff in the prologue. So here's our first LGC choice. I'm not going to show you both, I'm just going to go with what I went with. Same as in Kuro 1, I always feel like there is one that is more appropriate to the quest, and more appropriate to what Van would canonically do. And they're all well designed in a way that you're not just doing Law, Gray, or Chaos over the course of the game. So the choices here are Triangle, which is, I believe the buttons are always consistent. It's like triangle, square, circle, or triangle, square, X. Triangle being Law, square being Gray or neutral, and then X or circle, whatever it is, being Chaos. In this case, I went for square, which is to settle it without the police or government, just settle it in the shopping center. Triangle would be to get the police involved and turn this guy in. I feel like it's more appropriate to just settle it here with these guys, so I went with that. And it feels more like what Van would do. Even Elaine kind of understands. I might reload the save after this and just see what the other one's like. Because I might be wrong. Maybe the other one's the better option. Van is overcome by his love of sweets. So that's it for that. Now it's just main story stuff and a monster fight. Cat. Cats. This is another tutorial for a new mechanic.
早速シャードサーチの出番だな。
バージョンアップ版の精度確かめてみましょうか。
You just click in the right stick. You get this cool pulse.
反応があったわね。
デザイアが捨てていったタバコの匂い。それと同じもんが引っかかったな。追ってみるか。反応はこの先だな。
なるほど。もしかして。
So what I was talking about with the, before we get into this dungeon, what I was talking about before with the side quests, how in Kuro it always felt like there was a more appropriate one. In Kuro, a lot of them, beyond just feeling appropriate to what Van or the characters there would decide was appropriate as a way to resolve it, I never was picking based on which one of my LGC was the lowest level. And I don't think you want to do that. Because by the end of the game, they were all very even, and just by playing the way I felt was appropriate, I was able to do all the routes. So, don't feel pressured to, like, level them up consistently. Just play naturally, and the side quests in Kuro 1, at least, were designed well enough that it was no problem. But there was usually one result that either had longer conversations, felt more appropriate, was a cooler, more unique wrap-up to the quest. So you might want to experiment a little bit. I'm probably just going to be showing one outcome for each of them. So it's part of the game. Maybe if I do New Game Plus stuff, we'll do the other resolutions. I still don't really know what the Zero Striker is, and they'll never explain it. I assume it's his specific stun caliber. This is your Orbment tutorial. I might make a separate video for shard skills. And stuff like that. And the combat in general, for anyone that's having trouble with it. But for the most part, it's pretty similar to Kuro 1, if you played that. And I'm not far enough in the game to really feel confident or comfortable making one of those videos. That would be a more mid-game... Because I don't want to make a video now about the differences between the combat in Kuro 1 and 2, and then get 2 chapters from now, and there be a new mechanic introduced that then I would have to make a new combat video for. And I don't have enough quartz to really talk about good setups for shard skills. So, that would be a more late game thing. But, so if I'm going to go over those, we'll save that for further in the game. Either as a separate video or part of the next chapter walkthroughs. So one of the biggest changes to the combat in this game is you can actually dodge cancel. I do not believe that was a thing in the first game, and it made the combat pretty difficult. So in this tutorial, in the combat tutorial, you just want to fight the enemies. You don't have all the mechanics. I would never really recommend... it also feels like the enemies' tells are a little better. Their attacks aren't as bullshit. But, I would recommend not using the lock-on, which is clicking in L3. I never found it to be very useful. Puts the camera directly behind your back in a way that it's harder to see when the enemy's going to attack, especially for smaller ones. Now we get the charge attack tutorial. So you can see, I'll lock on just to show this. The orange meter is his health, the like kind of pink meter under it is his, or above it, is his stun gauge. The basic goal of the field combat is just an intro into the fight that gives you an advantage. It's really neat in this game and the other, Kuro 1. There's not that much, there's just some polish. There's one more mechanic they added. Maybe there's more later with other characters. But it's kind of a mix between Ys and traditional JRPGs trying to get the advantage in a battle. And if you get hit enough, the enemy will get the advantage, and you'll really be screwed. But you want to get one or more enemies stunned, and then you press square to activate the battle, and you will get an advantage. The more enemies that are stunned, the more time you'll have before their turns come up, all that. You'll do more damage, it's beneficial all around. It also increases some shard skill activation rates, like starting battles with more buffs and everything. You just want to be doing it. And then obviously you start the battle and they have less health because you've been hurting them. You don't need to do this all the time, especially for enemies that have less health, but in general it's more beneficial. God, I love this new battle theme. You can also keep smacking away at them while they're stunned to get their health even lower. Here's the new AT lines. It's pretty similar, there's not that much difference. You got the good old Sklim. And stuff like tactical bonuses, Sklim, all that stuff would be, and the field combat changes. Here's some more active voice that's not voiced. Would be in a combat video. It'd probably be all one video. Shard skills, active, and field and command battle guide. I'm playing on Nightmare, so a little more difficult. Here's the Sklim, which is basically just get within range of an opponent or a partner, and then anything you do will be buffed. One of the nicest improvements, next to being able to dodge cancel in field combat, is you can actually see how much stun each ability does to an enemy. So that's really cool. You can also just disengage from the command battle, which if it's like Kuro 1, yeah, will reset. It might not have actually. In Kuro 1, it reset your battle bonuses if you retreated. So what I like to do is to get the enemies closer together before I start the battle, or just get them in an advantageous position so you can hit them all. Stuff like this. You can see I'm in the craft menu. This is one of the basic things in Kuro with its combat, is that some crafts take advantage of, they do more damage if you've hit to the side or back of an enemy. And the specifics of the craft can be read next to where the craft is. You see the kanji there with the backslash. And that'll basically, you know, so yeah. Okay. So it's a lot of messing around trying to get the best, that's talking about AT bonuses. They start her with fucking Rose's Busted craft that restores HP and CP. It seems like the HP is not capped. It might just be a percentage or something. But the CP so far, no matter how many enemies I've attacked or killed, just gives you 20. And I'll be trying to get all the chests. I don't have, as far as I know, you do not have the ability to get Eagle Eye or Treasure Hunt or whatever it's called. The shard skills that allow you to see treasure chests and enemies on the map. Cannot get them in this chapter, you don't have enough quartz. That is a little odd. But it's not that complicated. You don't even need them, they're just a nice bonus. But I will be playing this like I play it alone, but as I've already done it, it'll be a second run, so it'll be a lot quicker. I won't be grinding, and I'll try to get all the chests, and all that will be part of this guide as well. And then at the end of each dungeon, I might like zoom out so that you can see the full map with the treasures all listed out. We're talking about the new mechanic, Quick Arts, which is hold triangle. It does use EP, and you can change which art you have equipped as your quick art. But it does actually use EP. And as opposed to Kuro 1, where you would need to switch to a character that used magic, like Agnes, this one you actually just use magic. Does a lot of damage. It still applies the effects of weak, it seems. So enemies that are weak to specific ones. And as you attack enemies, that will lower the cooldown between your next cast. But as it takes EP on the field now, they've actually finally specified what each item drop from breakable objects do, as you can see here. The first one, the pale pink, like white ones, are items. The one on the right is just Sepith. The one at the bottom left, as you can see, is CP, and when you pick up CP or EP, it'll show you on the middle right of the screen how much was restored. Same as where it shows you that Sepith there. Yeah, so 30 EP restored. Which I don't know if the quick arts, I know this one costs 30 for Van. I do not know if it's universal, if the costs are reduced. I don't know if the costs are reduced for casting. Or if they are the same as casting in a battle. I mean, I could check right now. Yeah, they're different. Because I think it's Spark Arrow, which in battle is... yeah. In battle is 15, out of battle is 30. So I don't know if it doubles, like if I equip this one, if it would be 120, or if it would also just be 30. If they've just neutralized all the differences in cost. Very nice, Elaine. Please. This is Kiseki combat. It's a lot of finicking to get the upper hand on someone else. Lots of strategy. So weirdly, there's no shortcut for equipping. The shortcuts are triangle for item use, square for arts use, like healing outside of combat, X for fishing. I've never checked this. That's for changing bait. Can I? Okay, good. That would have been embarrassing if I missed that. Thankfully, it's not every bit of war. So there's none for equipment, but if you do right on the D-pad with L2, you can go to Party Organization, which I'm sure will get very messy and large as you get more characters. But then you just press triangle to go to their equip. And you should be able to... yeah. If you switch over to their ordnance setup with L1 and R1, you can press triangle and it'll take you to that relative menu as well. Please get a little closer. That's fine. We're not far enough in the game, and it's not difficult enough yet. despite it being a nightmare, that you really need to worry about, like, perfect setup and everything. I just like to do it, just because I have so much fun with the combat in these games. Of course, Van is now going to miss because he's blind. Awesome. That's my dude. So you can see at the top right there is a chain hit, like combo counter. That is one of the biggest differences in combat between other Kiseki games and Kuro's combat system. And it's that the more hits you do without an enemy getting a turn or hitting you, it's just getting a turn. If an enemy gets a turn, even if they do nothing with it, like that dude that was paralyzed there, it still takes away from your hit count. So you want to get as many turns in a row, and you want to be doing your most hit attacks, and then ending with S-crafts that have lower hits, or spells that are stronger and have lower hits. This game did not add, as far as I know, the one other thing I wanted from Kuro, which was a hit counter on every craft and move, so that you could know how many hits each thing did. That's just something you have to get used to.
なんだこんな時に。
改めてなんだかおかしいと思ってね。あの頃はこんな関係になるなんて少しも思っていなかったから。
だな。ひょんなことから再会して何度か同じ異変を乗り越えてオラシオンでお前の抱えるもんに向き合えたのも縁だったんだろ。
感謝してるわ、本当に。ねえバン、
すまん。
まだ何も言ってないわよ。
言いたいことはわかる。俺だって可能性は考えなかったわけじゃねえからな。
そっか、考えてくれたんだ。あなたの抱えている問題のことね。
当面の危機は去った。いや、そう思いたいだけだ。まだ何も解決しちゃいない。何の保証もできない今、無責任なことはできねえ。お前にもアニエスたちにもな。
そう、よかった。多少は自覚できるようになったみたいじゃない？私を含めたどれだけの人があなたを思っているのかを。詳しい話を私から聞くことはないわ。なんとなく察してしまってるけど、今あなたとの距離感ももどかしくはあるけど嫌いじゃない。アニエスさんたちという確かな拠り所がいてくれることに安心もしてる。でもいざという時はこっちで勝手に突き止めて関わるつもりよ。永久遊撃士として、そしてエレイン・オークレールとしての全てをかけて貸し逃げなんか二度とさせない。せいぜい覚悟しておくことね。
たく、こんなところでする話かっつう
の。もしかして照れた？可愛いところあるのね、あなたにも。
ねえよ、アホ。ほら、とっとと行くぞ。
アニエスさんたちを早いところ安心させるためにもね。
Super cute little scene between them. Elaine continues to be best girl. It's just a coincidence that she's also Tanama. It's not biased.
デザイアの下っ端か。 とりあえず気絶させて先に進むぞ。
ええ、かかってください。
So a little weird. They don't do this that often in these games where you can just fight human opponents. There are only a handful of times I can really think of that happening that like are respawnable. That's the part that makes it weird.
お疲れ様。バン。
The hitboxes on whether you dodge are still kind of finicky, but it's a lot easier to not take damage, which is the important thing. Oh, come on. Let me cheat. Elaine. Yeah, whatever. This should be the final chest of the chapter, I believe it, or this dungeon at least. I believe there's just the 4. Then we've got the monster extermination here, which this is just an intro to something that was pretty prevalent in Kuro 1, is that there are just more difficult kind of mini-boss encounters that are optional, that take the form of monster extermination quests. So not all quests are going to be like dealing with people, doing LGC choices, making choices, doing mini-games. Some of them are going to just be a harder boss encounter, which you're going to need to do for SP, battle notes, everything. You should be doing them. So you just walk up, it'll give you a chance. You might want to save. This is a neat one, because you get your S-Crafts! I assume if you continue to the boss or the next fight, you would also get your S-Crafts just there, but by doing this one, you just get the S-Crafts now, which is a neat moment. So, not to get into battle video type stuff, but this is one of the most important things in this game. There is a cooldown on S-Crafts. Even if you have 200 CP like Van does, I can't do his S-Craft twice in a row. You can only do one S-Craft per being boosted. But, also, to balance that, your boost only lasts 2 turns, regardless of doing both boosts. You can see on Van at the top left, I boosted 1 level, it says 2 turns. I boosted the 2nd level, it still says 2 turns. I don't know if that's something that'll be upgraded, because it still only has 1 arrow there. Maybe through the Martian Garden stuff, like Hajimari, there will be stuff you can unlock. I'm not sure, I haven't gotten that far. That's why I don't want to make a combat video. But there's definitely a cooldown on S-Crafts, so you won't be able to spam as much S-Breaks in the combat. It's definitely a sequel Kiseki game. They took the stuff that was kind of busted. I can't wait to see Ariel and what was it called? Arc Feather. I can't wait to see Arc Feather in this game. I'm pretty sure, I don't think there's any new shard skills, but I would not be surprised if they rebalanced a lot of them. So for stuff like this, it's always difficult to guess where the enemies are going to be before they're there. Like that. Like how the guy in the back didn't even move. And this only does 6 per enemy now. Whereas I believe this is the spell that did 10 per enemy in the base game and was, or in the first game, and was absolutely broken and beautiful. Ooh, Elaine gonna get that crit. So here's one thing that changed with the AT. In the first game, unless you stunned an enemy, crit or AT bonuses were stuck to the person they were attached to. So you see Elaine has a crit at the very top. If I did Van's S-Craft in Kuro 1, Elaine would still have the crit. It's tied to the character, specifically, to the tile. Now in this game, if I were to do Van's S-Craft, he would have a crit. I'm torn between trying to show that to illustrate my point, but I also don't want to mess up him casting. Also, they fixed the weird glitch that was like if you cast an art next to somebody, but then linked with somebody else, it would mess up the art support. So you want to get a high hit count, and then follow up with S-Crafts so they do more damage. So because this is going over a chain hit of 50, it's going to do 2 times damage. Which, as you can see, pretty significant. And we got a bunch of S-Boost back, so Van's going to end it. Or not, because the game is kind of finicky sometimes. I did that a little late. So now it's just going to do 11 minutes, or 12. I always mess up the number. But whatever, it's no big deal. But that's the general combat flow, especially in boss encounters. Enemies that have more health. Wow, the game really wants to give her 0 arts. And then these are all the battle bonuses. I might do a separate video for a good way, or an easy way to get the battle bonus trophy that's in all these games. In this one, same as Kuro, it is a 4 times bonus. And I believe they changed or added some battle bonuses. It looks like there's more. So that's neat. Playing a Kiseki sequel game is always a fun experience. Because it's kind of like a fighting game update. Or like a re-release, like Persona 5 Royal. But it's a new game with a new story. They've just done a bunch of overhauls and small changes and balance updates. So that should be the final missable thing. So now we're just going to be normally playing through the rest of the chapter. Until it's over. And boy, it is an excellent prologue chapter. Oh, I was wrong. There's one more chest. This is why you explore. But it's easy to explore in these games. Oh, I messed up. I killed him. But then you just hold circle. Disengage. Yeah, it does. It does reset. I believe it does reset your battle bonuses if you run away from the fight. Because I got Just Dodge again. So things to take into account, especially with S-Crafts and spells and stuff, is you want to know how many hits they do, roughly how strong they are, which they do at least tell you how strong. That's just telling you that once you complete this fight, you won't be able to explore Edith anymore. So this is an important thing. These are the Ordnance charging stations. You heal your HP and EP through these. You can shop in the golden ones and do Ordnance shit and cook. But this is the option you want to do if you know Dark Souls. This is basically the equivalent of a bonfire. Now it is you have healed and rested, got your HP and EP back, but it respawns the enemies. If you just want your HP and EP back, you just pick the first one. If you want to respawn the enemies, you can see it uses the same kanji. I'm assuming that's rest or something, sleep. So yeah.
黙れ。いいからしばらくおとなしくしてろ。てめえらは見てねえから言えるんだ。あんな化け物二度とごめんだ。次は絶対に殺されちまう。
So this is really neat because these guys were bit players in the first game, so it's cool to see them return. Just another point in how good and detailed Kiseki's world building is and consistent. And also this man is he's scared. He's been broken. Of course Van has full CP. This is the stun tutorial. Of course Van has full CP, and he got the CP boost. I'll just cast it there.
許さない。
シャードブーストの後期だ。
続いてバン。
続け、エレイ。行くぜ。
ブーストチャンス。切れるわよ。
Just stay there and keep hitting Van. Just sit still, boys. Did that impede? No, okay. I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you guys. So in Kuro 1, so Van cast on his own. In Kuro 1, there was a weird glitch where even if I was linked now with him, it still wouldn't count. Or even if he started the cast with me, when he casted it, it wouldn't count sometimes. It was finicky. In this one, it should work. So now Van should count, or should cast with the art support. Yeah. Now these guys are fucked. So hers hits, does more hits depending on the amount of enemies, and Van's does a pretty normal amount of hits, and the final hit is the only thing that changes. So there were 4 dudes, I believe he does a combo of 11, and then he does 1 hit depending on every enemy at the end. So now that there's 1 guy, it should be 12. If there were all 4 guys, it would be 15. Because it'd be 11 plus 4. And now you get the cool S-Craft cut-ins. And of course he's gonna heal himself. Ooh. He's doing damage. And because we're both S-boosted, our gauges are bigger. Now it does have both chevrons on the boost. Odd. And they spell regen now, and I don't understand.
悪いな。
So Elaine's a really cool character in like every way, but specifically on that she fights while buffing herself. So her crafts are all about inflicting damage while also benefiting herself. So I believe this does a lot of damage and puts her damage up. And this one does less damage, but hits more enemies and gives her quick. Awesome. Bye, Van. Oh. Yeah, no, bye, Van. Awesome that he buffed himself and then got to go again right away. This is the worst I've ever done in this fight. I don't think there's just an option to restart. But whatever. We'll retry. I'm playing sloppy just to show stuff. Just kill her, man! Thank you. So now you just retry. It's no big deal. I've already beaten this chapter on Nightmare. I don't know why all of a sudden he does way more damage and goes more. So... Awesome. You can also move, and I do not believe S-crafts are boosted. No. By being next to a person, S-crafts are not boosted. So you can use them as a free chance to move as well. So in Kuro 1, he would just be dead, because I would have done Van's S-craft again. Yeah, and he's gonna get a crit again. That kind of feels like manufactured, the fact that that happened twice in a row now. This is one of Van's most important crafts, because it has hate, which is aggro. You can inflict that on other people? That's kinda awesome. Gave me attack up, defense down. That's kinda sick. Huh. Goodbye. Of course he misses! Vanathan, my dude.
続けエリン。
シルバリー
There we go.
やったか。
もっと強く。
バンさんバンさんもこちらに来ていたんですね。バイト日以外に会うなんてちょっと不思議な気分ですけど。
こんなところで奇遇だな。1週間ぶりだアニエス。
お疲れ様です。先日のバイトもお世話になりました。例の依頼、あの後大丈夫でしたか？
ああ、お前の作った資料が役に立ってな。おかげで面倒な恨みを買わずに済んだ。ってまだ放課後には早い時間だろ。ついにサボりに手を出しちまったか？
もう違いますよ。学芸祭関係で特別に外出許可をいただきまして。バンさんはどうしてこちらに？まさかまた警察のお世話とか。
そんなんじゃねえっつの。ちょっとした野暮用というか面倒事でね。
面倒事ですか？ってエレインさん？すみません、いつもと雰囲気が違うので一瞬わからなくて。
気にしないで。学芸祭に向けて頑張ってるみたいね。
はい、まだ2ヶ月先とはいえやることはたくさんありますから。ところでどうしてバンさんと2人で？いえ、それよりも面倒事というのは。
ちょうどいい。ことがことだ。お前とも共有しておくべきだろう。いいなエレイン。
もちろん映像を送らせてもらうわ。ショッキングなものになるけど。
これは最近街で噂されている。でもここに映っているのは。
ま、そういうわけでちょいとめんどくさいことになっちまっててな。当然放っておくわけにはいかねえ。利害一致の上での共同戦線ってわけだ。
そういうことでしたか。でしたらバンさん、 インさん、私にも手伝わせてくれませんか？
それは
裏解決屋のバイトの一人として見過ごせない状況です。それに変身する直前に犯人が取り出した何か、もしかしたら。
当然その可能性には気づいてるか。心配するな。一旦この件はこっちで何とかする。学芸祭自体はまだ先だろうが、生徒会は本格的に準備を始めてんだろ。前にも言ったが、学生の本分を忘れんな。それは今しかできない貴重なもんだ。なに、非公式だが剣の乙女もついてる。手がかりさえつかめばあとはどうとでもなんだろ。
そうね。バンに疑いが向かない形で応援を要請することもできるでしょう。現時点で民間人を巻き込むのは遊撃士としても避けたいところだわ。
わかりました。エレインさん、バンさんのことをよろしくお願いしますね。
っておい、一応依頼を受けたのはこっちなんだが。
まあ建前はこの際いいでしょう。いい報告を楽しみにしていて。
はい。あ、いたいた。おーい、アニエス。あれ、バンさんじゃないですか。こんなところで奇遇ですね。
なんであんたがここにいるんだ？
オデット、アルベール君。
よ、学生ども。
特別外出中に堂々と相引きとは不良になったもんですにゃん。
ねえ、そんなわけないだろ。ってあなたは。
こんにちは。待ち合わせしてたみたいね。
おやおや、これはまさか修羅場ってやつなのでは？オデット、すみません、私たちそろそろ行きますね。バンさん、エレインさんもどうかお気をつけて。
お、結果は次のバイトでな。
学芸祭楽しみにしているわね。よかったの？
ああ、さっき言った通りだ。まだ正体も分かってねえ。関わらせるには早すぎるのもある。
あなたも甘いわね。彼女の強さはあなたが一番分かっているんだと思ってたけど。
どうだかな。
守備はどう？
該当駐屯地の方には CID 方面から調査協力要請を出しておいた。こちらの協力員を向かわせるとことづけてある。最低限の聞き込みくらいは可能だろう。
やれやれ。出発前にどこと連絡を取ってやがると思ったが。
まあこういう時にせっかくのつながりを使わない手はないでしょ。今は遊撃士としては非公式、しがらみも気にする必要ないでしょうし。
あの頭の固い妹分が随分と融通を利かせたものだ。素行の悪い昔なじみからの影響を受けすぎている気もするが。
永久らしい柔軟な対応と評価してもらいたいわね。
つうかついでみてえにディスってんじゃねえっての。
こちらも後で確認に向かう。無茶はするなよ、二人とも。
これでなんとか調べられそうね。どうしたの？
くそ、なんだこの感じは。祭殿あたりからか。何か座りが悪いような。
バン。
悪い。なんでもねえ。とにかく細心の注意を払っていくぞ。頼りにしてるぜ、ソードメイデン。
ええ、こちらこそスプリガン。
着いたか。そろそろ日が暮れちまいそうだな。とっとと聞き込みを。
おかしいわね。見張りの兵士がいない。
動くな、手を挙げろ。CID からの報告にあった極秘手配犯か。
貴様には射殺許可が出ている。おとなしく投降しろ。さもなくば。なんだこれは。動けない。
全て
当たりだったか。マジで追っ始めやがるとは。
見過ごすわけにはいかない。敷地に入るルートを探すわよ。
Get some more arts plugins. Shit's popping off. Another voiceless active line. Still a little embarrassed I got my ass kicked by Jeffrey-san. I have not failed a fight yet.
最近試験導入された。
戦闘モードで起動しているようね。対処しつつ急ぎましょう。負けられない。
I've not failed a fight yet in my actual playthrough. Of course, since I'm rushing through and not really paying as much attention or spending as much time on stuff, of course I make mistakes in this one. This type of enemy was one of the worst in Kuro 1, and so far it seems like it's better. I don't know. It's gonna take me a lot more than like the 10 hours I put in this game total, especially since all of that has been playing and replaying the Prologue, for me to really come to a conclusion about some of the stuff they changed and improved. But here's one of the new mechanics. So this one's neat, and it feels like it's part of why they balance S-Craft so you can only do them once per boost, is that with either level of boost, 1 or 2, you can now basically do the Kuro equivalent of a S-Burst, or whatever it was, in Cold Steel, which was the mid one, where you would attack a small circle around the enemy you're attacking. So with a boost, with either regular crafts or a regular attack, while linked with somebody else, while boosted either level, you will do this. So you can see it hit the other ones around it. That wasn't just because I hit them with the craft as well. It's a small radius around the one that is being EX chained. So it's cool. So I feel like they're incentivizing stuns more, especially with showing you how much each thing stuns, and then having that mechanic. They're incentivizing more ways to use S-boosts than just to mash out Arc Feather and S-crafts. So, and I imagine if the quartz that makes you do more damage to stunned enemies is still in this game, which it should be, that'll be another slight change to the combat that'll really make getting the most out of it that much more interesting. It's neat, and it looks fucking cool. It kind of harkens back to combo crafts. Even though they are just doing... I don't know if they can improve, if that's another thing that you might be able to upgrade. If just, like a lot of the other stuff in Hajimari. Because now I can just do a normal attack while boosting. And that should end the fight. Yeah. Well, decently, of course. So that should be the final chest.
もう一人のグレンデルか。てめえ。
バン。来たわね。
赤い妖精。いいえ、フォローのプログラム。
さあ、始めちゃいなさい。赤黒き魔装機。今こそ全てを食らい尽くす時よ。
やるしかねえ。みてえだな。エレイ。
ええ、負けるわけにはいかない。行くわよ、バン。
かかってきな。
So this is a pretty awesome fight, and the fact that you're doing it so quickly. But, don't worry about it too much. Don't use items.
強い。
このままじゃ。なんだ。
逃げ。
お嬢さん、下がるんだ。いや、
そんな、アンさん、いや。
A pretty awesome opening, and Prologue's pretty fucking good. Also, it's a zero escape game. if this is the prologue, I can't fucking wait for the rest of this game. I'm so excited to get this up and start with chapter 1.
でしたらバンさん、エレインさん、私にも手伝わせてくれませんか？
So now most of this is
なんだ今のは。
裏解決屋のバイトの
most of this is
もしかしたら
the same as the original scene. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's not a skip unread text option.
心配するな。
But I'm
学芸祭
pretty
自体はまだ先だろ。前にも言ったが。
99% sure most of this dialogue is exactly the same.
そうね。万に現時点で民間人を巻き。
わかりました。エレインさん。
っておい。
まあ
はい。あ、いたいた。あれ、バンさんじゃない。
なんで？
オデット。
よ、ガクス。
特別外出中
They
に
really ain't fucking around with the Kuro No in this one.
おやおや、これオデット。
There were massive hints at it in the first game, but now they're just going hard on the time Septarian. Definitely has to be in this game, if it hasn't already been in Kuro 1 as well. Under a different name.
なんだこの感覚は。何かこのままだと。
So now you make your choice.
アニエス。
バンさん。
次のバイトは来週の日曜だったな。これから忙しくなるんだろうが、来るならきっちり用事は片付けとけよ。
はい、もちろん分かってます。また来週よろしくお願いしますね。
バン、そういえばさっき何か。
わからねえ。だがとにかく情報整理で一旦事務所に戻るぞ。
何かあったのかしら。すぐに連絡するって言っていたけど。
どうした？そういや出発前にどこかと連絡を取ってたみたいだが。
いえ、ちょっとね。とにかく急ぎましょう。何かが起きてしまう前に。
I think the only thing different about that scene is he doesn't mention the weird feeling he got inside in, and the final bit with Elaine looking at her phone, waiting for Rune.
そろそろ日が暮れちまいそうだな。とっとと聞き込みを。
バンさん。
And then this is obviously different.
予想通りの時間だな。
And the best song.
アニエスさん、ルネ。
お前ら
どうしてこの場所に？
生徒会の用事を急いで片付けて来させてもらいました。やっぱり私にも手伝えることがあるんじゃないかと思いまして。
エレインからの頼まれ事の直後に連絡があってな。保護プログラムの一環としてのホットラインで問答無用に協力を取り付けられたわけだ。まさか初めての利用がこんな形とは思わなかったが。
何分緊急だったもので、前にお父さんからも困った時はいつでも頼れって言われてましたし。
そういうことだったのね。
アニエス、お前
勝手なことをしてすみません。でもどうしても気になってしまったんです。あの時のバンさんの顔が、伸ばしかけて結局収めてしまったその手が、ただの勘違いかもしれないし、どうしてかまでは分かりません。でも何かしなくちゃいけなくて、だからこそ私を巻き込めなかった。そうじゃありませんか？
アニエスさん、
正直何が何だか自分でも分かってねえくらいでな。そんなことにお前を付き合わせるのは。
言ったじゃないですか、寄り添うって。狭間で困っている人を救い上げるのはバンさんの方からだけじゃありません。どうか頼ってください。私だって裏解決屋の一員なんですから。
叶わないわね。
やや過剰とも言えるメンツだが、その分何があってもフォローできるだろう。この建前なら貸し借りも発生しまい、断る理由などないと思うが。
たく、分かった。きっちり学校の用事も済ませてきた以上、言うことはね。押しかけてきたからには最大限のサポートをしてもらうぜ、助手1号。はい、
任せてください。
駐屯地には CID 方面から調査協力要請を出しておいた。私の権限で司令と引き合わせよう。十分以上の情報が得られるはずだ。
頼りになるわね。だったら早速。
動くな、手を挙げろ。CID からの報告にあった極秘手配犯か。
貴様には射殺許可が出ている。おとなしく投降しろ。さもなくば。なんだこれは。動けない。全てを。
当たりだったか。マジで追っ始めやがるとは。
それにこの反応は。
見過ごすわけにはいかない。
念のためカードキーを用意してある。あの通用口から行けるはずだ。
用意のいいこった。急ぐぞ。
Now we're in a familiar location, but now with more friends. And because of Renee's keycard, we can change the future. We'll be able to get there quicker. So this is a fucking Zero Escape game, and it's amazing.
「動かないで。あなたね、首都の裏で動いていた惨殺事件の犯人は。
まさか本当に軍の駐屯地に乗り込んでくるとはな。
新兵器導入のゴタゴタの隙をついたようだが。
でもなんとか間に合ったみたいです。
遊撃指揮役に基づき現行犯逮捕する。おとなしくしなさい。
不気味な野郎だ。 こんな騒ぎを起こした以上軍も黙っちゃいねえ。すぐにここは包囲されるはずだ。その前に聞かせろ。てめえは一体何者だ。どうしてその力を持っている。目的は何だ。
バン。
来たわね。思ったよりも早かったけれど。
赤い妖精。いいえ、フォローのプログラム。
まさか最後のゲネシス。
やっぱり持っていやがったか。だがあの形は。
さあ始めちゃいなさい。赤黒き魔装機グレンデルゾルダ。今こそ全てを食らい尽くす時よ。シャアの新色ブート・ザ・クレンデル。
映像にあった。
これが赤黒いグレンデル。パンさんのとは全然違う。出番みたいね。
メア、久しぶりじゃねえか。
メアち
ゃん。あの時の。
バックグラウンドである程度は見ていたわ。顔を出さないうちに随分と厄介なことになってるみたいね。もう一つの枷に赤いフォロー。だけど私たちとは明らかに違う。一体何者なの？
そいつは。
違うって何のこと？何者？私は私でしょ。あなたなんだか不愉快。一緒に消えてちょうだい。バンさん。
ああ、メア、待とうぜ。とっととやる。
わかった。久々に行くわよ。シャード解放。テイクザグレンデル。
これがバンの。
だが油断はできん。最大限の警戒を。
サポートします。なんとか乗り越えましょう。
おう、背中は任せたぜ。
Now it's time to kick Zolga's ass. Oh, this is a good CP moment for him. Get that shit, Vanathan. God. Okay, so it looks like the boosts for boosting twice, it does last for 3 turns. It's just, it doesn't show you it, it's just kind of awkward. Because now it says 3, even though I boosted twice and it said 2. So what is the best option? And Rune still has the best craft ever. So this is gonna be a good turn. Now Rune's S-Craft, which he didn't have in the first game, and it's amazing.
ここからが本番だ。とどめだ。イーサルオペレーション。
He gonna get that crit. Oh, they're getting a ton of CP too. You can see that tons of Zolga's moves echo what Grendel can do. Its Clue explosion attack is just the equivalent of Van's slow punch. That's so good. Elaine. That's just the equivalent of this move for Van. Nice. Always want to get an EX chain, because it's just cool. And it's one of the battle bonuses. I wish I could do it with Elaine and Van, but looks like it's gonna just have to be... Because I can't trust that if I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hope I can get it. Yeah, it's just one turn. Same as that sucks. Same as Kuro 1. That's a problem both games have. Yeah, that debuffs him, or that gets rid of all his buffs. Renee's awesome. So this should be able to end the fight. But I just asked broke. That's rude. And that is another new mechanic in this game, which I feel could make some later fights really, really not fun. But it's cool. It gives the bosses more of a chance to fight back. which when you play as much of these games as I do, I have no hit. I have perfected tons of boss fights in these games on my first try. It's super fun. Combat has an incredibly high skill ceiling. You can always be doing better.
久しぶりだな。厄介なのとやり合ってるみたいだが。
少し見ない間にコスプレ始めてるのはちょっと意外。
コスプレじゃねえよ。だが助かったぜ。
あなたたちは一体。
まだよ。
傷一つついてないとはな。
高密度のシャード走行か。このままだとまずそうだけど、なんとか脱出ルートくらいは確保できるかな。
ああ、あんたに借りを返す絶好の機会だろ。
お前ら。
いや、十分だ。おかげで時間は稼げた。
周辺の包囲は完了しています。おとなしく投降なさい。
ハーキュリーズ、大統領直属のアルファ中隊ね。
仕込んでやがったか。
しまった。影。
待ちやがれ。
消えたか。
あの人は一体。
何よ、寄ってたかって美しくないわね。まあいいわ。これで準備は整った。また会いましょう。次の悪夢で。
スーちゃん。
面倒なことが起きてるのは確からしい。だがこれで少しは借りが返せたか。
そうだな。正直返しすぎなくらいだろ。でかくなったもんだぜ、二人とも。
だったらお釣りはしっかり返してもらおうかな。
頼みたいことがあるんだ。あんたに。
この日をどれだけ待ちわびたか。これでようやく世界は変わる。変えられる。待っていてくれ。近いうちに必ず迎えに行く。共に見届けよう。私たちが作る新たな世界の夜明けを。
仕事終わったよ。
これにておっさんの仕込みもバッチリ完了って感じ？
まあそう焦るなよ。まだ仕込んだのは狂気と動機だけ。最高の化学反応を見るためにはもう数滴とびきりのスパイスが必要ってね。お前さんたちにはここからが本番だ。おじさんの分までしっかり働いてもらおうか。
面白そうじゃん。
まあこっちはこっちで好きにやらせてもらうかな。
さあ、あのカルナバルもパンデモニウム化すらも超えた最大級の劇場型犯罪の幕開けだ。せいぜい楽しんでくれよ、裏解決や諸君。
The end of chapter 1. Or the prologue. Not even. The first chapter, technically. But not chapter 1.
ランクアップか。ま、せいぜいもらっておくぜ。は、完璧じゃねえか。
It's always stressful waiting for that S to come up. So this is what we're going for. On every chapter, S rank. That'll get us to AAA Spriggan rank. And, yeah, that should be everything. You get your SP report. You get how much mirror we spent versus how much mirror we earned. This isn't the save I'm going to be progressing with, because I have a save where I spent a little more time doing it, and got some more money, did some more achievement stuff. This is something kind of important if you want to get all the achievements beyond just getting all the trophies, because I don't think there was a trophy for it in Kuro 1, so I doubt there's one in this game. But whoever performs the best or is the most useful in the chapter, I don't quite understand the conditions, that isn't Van. I don't think Van can get it. In the first game, I'm pretty sure he can't get it, because otherwise he would always get it. It just has to be a member of Arkride Solutions or one of the main characters, not a guest character. And it gives them a stat buff, and you get an achievement for it. So now you would just save, but now I'm just going to revert to my true save, and I'm going to start playing Chapter 1, and that might take me a while before I do the next stream for Chapter 1. And this took just about 3 hours. And this is a pretty big prologue, but it's not going to hold a candle to some of the other chapters, I bet. So I might have to split those streams up into multiple parts. And I'm going to have to take way more notes. So, very exciting. Yeah, so hopefully this was helpful for whether if you just wanted to see the cutscenes and the story, see the fights and everything, or if you're actually trying to play this game on your own too, and get everything done. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I don't think I have, but if I did, I'm going to have to go back through these in New Game Plus and make revised, more accurate videos. Okay, bye-bye.